This series of videos will look at how best to prepare for the different parts of the LinguaSkill test. In this video, we will give you some great advice on the speaking test and specific guidance on the different parts. Make sure that you also watch the general overview video, which gives you some great tips and preparation advice to make sure you are ready for the tests. It also covers how to log into your test as directed by your LinguaSkill Centre. In the speaking test, it is very important that we can hear you speaking clearly. Try to keep your voice at the same volume level throughout the test. This is to make sure you are understood. Always keep the microphone the same distance from your mouth throughout the test. Try not to touch the microphone part of your headset because this can create noise or interference. Push yourself to give the best answer you can. You will be prompted when you need to listen, think, and speak during the test. Try to speak for all the time available. The prompt bar shows you how long you have left to speak. Make sure you use any preparation time to think about what you're going to say. The orange bar shows you how long you have left to think and prepare your response. It's also a good idea to take notes on what you're going to say when you have preparation or thinking time. Try to answer the question as fully as possible. Try to give examples, expand on your points, and where possible, use a variety of language and vocabulary. And don't worry if you get interrupted before the end of your answers, you won't be penalised for this. Some of the questions are spoken to you, so you must listen carefully.
Each question plays automatically. You do not need to click to continue.
The timings are in the instructions, but there is also a countdown timer for the speaking sections. There is a countdown timer for the thinking sections too. Make sure you use this time to plan what you are going to say and prepare your answers. Once you click on the speaking test, you'll be asked to check the information you provided when registering. You'll also be asked some additional questions if this is the first module being taken. All essential information will have a red asterisk next to it to show that it's compulsory. After all the compulsory information has been entered, click on the blue Submit button to go through to the next screen. Click on the orange Open button to start the test. You'll be asked to check that you can hear a sound test to make sure you will be able to hear the questions and prompts.
Please change the volume using the volume settings on your device. When you are happy with the sound, move on to check your microphone.
If you have problems after this, you will need to change volume settings and then check again until you can clearly hear the sound through your headphones. As this is the speaking test, you will also need to check that your microphone is working correctly. You will be asked to read a sample sentence, which is then played back to you. If it doesn't work the first time or something is wrong, try again.
Hello, I am taking a speaking test on a computer.
Once you are finished, click the arrow to progress through to the next screen, which gives you an explanation of the test and what to expect. Please read this carefully, then click on the arrow to progress. The first 3 questions on the test are not marked, but are a chance for you to practice. Wait until you hear the beep before you start speaking. You can check the countdown bar to see how much time you have left to speak. The answers to these questions will not be recorded, so don't worry if you don't fill the speaking time. In part 1, you'll be asked to talk about a topic you have an opinion about and to justify that opinion. When justifying your opinion, it's important to think about different reasons and examples you can give. Make sure you use the thinking time to plan what you're going to say, following the prompts and instructions you see on screen. Try and speak for all the allocated time, and most importantly, keep to the topic you've been asked to talk about. You will see a countdown timer for the thinking and speaking sections to help you keep track of time. In the first section of Part 2, you will hear part of a talk taken from a tutorial or meeting. You will then have to summarise the key points you hear for a classmate or colleague who was unable to attend. Make sure that you include all of the most important points so that they know what happened. You should take notes as you listen and plan what you're going to say, making sure that what you say is delivered clearly and concisely within the available time. In this section, try to finish what you want to say before the time is up. In the second section of Part 2, you will answer 3 questions on the same topic which you heard about in Section 1. You should use evaluative and speculative language when presenting your ideas and arguments. This means using language like comparative and conditional structures. During the preparation time, look at the topic and the bullet points. Think carefully about what questions you'll be asked and the vocabulary you will need to use. As each section is marked independently, your score in Part 2, Section 1, will not impact your score in Section 2. In Part 3, you will be asked to read a text message from a friend or colleague who wants your advice to make a decision about something. You will then be shown some information which you should read and then use to justify your recommendation. When making your recommendation, look carefully at your friend's criteria from their text message. The visual information may not match their criteria exactly, so you will have to use speculative language when framing your response. And remember, you're not expected to use all the information on the screen, but instead select the information that you think is the most relevant and which supports your recommendation. In Part 4, you will be shown a statement on the screen which you will need to discuss. Use the thinking time to construct your arguments and to consider examples you can use to illustrate and justify the points you make. Make sure you plan what you're going to say carefully so that you can give both sides of the argument as well as your conclusion within the available time. It's also important to link your thoughts together so that they provide a sequence of clear arguments which lead into an appropriate conclusion. The test finishes after about 16 minutes. Click on the blue Close button when it appears, or exit your browser. We hope this advice really helps you with your speaking test. Remember to watch the other videos in the series, which give you some specific tips on listening and reading, as well as writing. And be sure to watch the general test overview, which gives you more advice.